This is gonna blow your mind. Hey guys, it's Chill Pulse. So I'm like obsessed with creepy stuff, right? And there's nothing creepier than real-life horror footage. Like, when you watch a scary movie, you know it's fake. But when you see something terrifying caught on camera in real life, dude, that's a whole other level of messed up. Join me as I dive into the creepiest horror moments caught on camera and see if I can keep my cool while watching them. There's something about real-life horror moments caught on camera that just can't be topped by fiction. Maybe it's the fact that it's real, or maybe it's the fact that it's raw and unedited, but either way it's a whole different level of terrifying. So I've got my blanket, I've got my snacks, because you know I need my snacks, and I've got the lights turned down low. Let's do this thing! And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss a creepy moment. Okay guys, first up we have a surveillance camera in an abandoned asylum. Now, I know what you're thinking. Abandoned asylums are already the stuff of nightmares. The peeling paint, the broken windows, the eerie silence that seems to hang in the air like a thick fog. It's the kind of place where you wouldn't want to be caught alone, even in broad daylight. You know, those places are already creepy as hell, even without any ghostly activity. The history alone is enough to send shivers down your spine. Imagine the countless stories of suffering, the echoes of long-forgotten voices, and the shadows that seem to move just out of the corner of your eye. But this footage is next level. It's not just the usual creaks and groans of an old building settling. No, this is something entirely different, something that defies explanation. So the camera is pointing down this long, dark hallway, right? It's one of those hallways that seems to stretch on forever, with shadows that dance and flicker in the dim light. You can almost feel the weight of the years pressing down on you as you watch. And it's all dusty and gross, like nobody's been there in decades. The floor is covered in a thick layer of grime, and the air is so stale you can almost taste it. It's the kind of place that makes you want to hold your breath and tiptoe, just in case something is lurking in the shadows. And then, out of nowhere, this figure just appears at the end of the hallway. It's like one moment there's nothing, just the empty corridor, and the next moment, bam, there's this figure standing there, almost as if it was waiting for you to notice it. And when I say appears, I mean it literally just materializes out of thin air. There's no gradual fade in, no slow emergence from the shadows. It's like it wasn't even there 1 second, and then bam, there it is, as if it had always been there, just waiting to be seen. It's like it wasn't even there 1 second, and then bam, there it is. And the way it stands there, so still and silent, it's almost like it's daring you to come closer to see what it really is. But here's the thing that really gets me. There's no sound. You'd expect some kind of noise, right? A footstep, a rustle of clothing, something. But there's nothing. It's like the figure is moving in a vacuum, completely detached from the world around it, like at all. You can hear the static from the camera, you can hear the wind howling outside, but you can't hear this thing moving. It's as if it's gliding across the floor, making no noise whatsoever. The silence is almost deafening, adding to the overall sense of unease. It's like it's gliding across the floor, making no noise whatsoever. And the way it moves, it's almost hypnotic, like it's drawing you in, making you want to follow it, even though every instinct is screaming at you to run the other way. And the best part is, the camera catches a glimpse of the figure's face, and it's not human. It's like something out of a nightmare. It's pale, it's gaunt, and it's got these huge black eyes that seem to stare right through the camera and into your soul. It's like something out of a nightmare. It's pale, it's gaunt, and it's got these huge black eyes that seem to stare right through the camera and into your soul. You can't help but feel a chill run down your spine as you watch, knowing that this thing, whatever it is not of this world. I'm getting chills just talking about it. This footage is so unsettling, so eerie, that it makes you question everything you thought you knew about the world. It's like a glimpse into another dimension, a place where the rules of our reality don't apply. Like, what is that thing, and how is it even possible for something to move without making a sound? It's like it's defying the very laws of physics, existing in a space where sound doesn't reach. It's the kind of thing that makes you question your own sanity, wondering if what you're seeing is real or just a figment of your imagination. Alright guys, this next one is from a group of friends who decided it would be a good idea to explore an abandoned house. You know, one of those places that everyone in town says is haunted, but no one really believes it until they see it for themselves. I mean, what could go wrong, right? It's just an old creaky house with a few broken windows and some graffiti on the walls. So they're walking through the house, filming everything with their phones, trying to capture every spooky detail. And they come to this kitchen. It's a total mess, like someone just up and left in the middle of cooking dinner. Pots and pans are scattered everywhere, and the air is thick with the smell of decay. There are dishes piled up in the sink, covered in a layer of grime that looks like it's been there for years. Food rotting on the counter, and flies buzzing everywhere. It's like a scene straight out of a horror movie. They're checking out the kitchen, making jokes about the previous owners, wondering what kind of people would leave their home in such a state. When suddenly, the door slams shut behind them. The sound is so loud it echoes through the entire house. And I mean slams. Like the whole house seems to shake. Dust falls from the ceiling and the floorboards creak under the pressure. At first they think it's just the wind, right? Maybe a draft from one of the broken windows, because that's what you always think in these situations. It's the logical explanation, the one that keeps you from freaking out. But then, they hear it. Footsteps coming from upstairs. Slow, deliberate footsteps that send chills down their spines. Heavy, deliberate footsteps like someone is walking around up there. Each step is measured, almost as if whoever is up there wants to be heard. And that's when they start freaking out. Their hearts are racing, and they're whispering to each other, trying to figure out what to do next. They're all like, "Oh hell no, this is not happening, we need to get out of here right now." And they rush to get out of there. They're stumbling over each other, tripping on the uneven floorboards, desperate to reach the exit, but as they're running through the house, they capture something truly terrifying on camera. It's a moment that will haunt them forever. As they're passing by a mirror, you can see a figure standing behind them. It's just a brief glimpse, but it's enough to send shivers down your spine. It's tall, it's shadowy, and it's definitely not one of them. The figure is just standing there watching them, almost as if it's waiting for something. And the look on their faces when they realize what they've captured on camera is priceless. It's a mix of pure terror and disbelief. It's a mixture of terror, disbelief, and maybe even a little bit of excitement. Because let's be honest, who wouldn't be excited to have proof of a ghost? Chapter 3, Spirits in the Static. Okay, this next one is from a Japanese TV show. And let me tell you, those Japanese ghost hunters, they don't mess around. They are hardcore. So they're in this haunted hotel room, right? And it's dark, it's quiet, and the air is thick with anticipation. You can just feel that something isn't right in this room. They're sitting on the floor in a circle, holding hands, and they're doing an EVP session. If you don't know what that is, it's basically where you try to communicate with spirits using electronic devices. They're asking questions like, "Is anyone here with us and can you give us a sign?" But there's nothing, just silence. And then, out of nowhere, a loud bang goes off. It's so loud and unexpected that it makes everyone jump, and the lights in the room start flickering. It's like the spirits are trying to communicate with them, but in a very aggressive way, and the camera catches it all. You can see the fear in the eyes of the TV crew, you can hear the panic in their voices, and you can feel the energy in the room shift. This footage is so raw and unfiltered that it's impossible not to get caught up in the moment. It's like you're right there in the room with them, experiencing the terror firsthand. Chapter 4, Vanished Without a Trace. Alright guys, this next one is from a security camera in a parking garage. You know, those places are already creepy enough, even without any supernatural activity. The dim lighting, the echoing footsteps, and the eerie silence can make anyone's skin crawl. But this footage takes it to a whole new level. It's like something straight out of a horror movie, but it's real. So, the camera is pointing at the entrance of the parking garage, right? It's positioned to capture anyone coming in or going out. And it's nighttime, so it's pretty dark. The shadows seem to stretch endlessly, and the only light comes from the occasional flickering bulb. And then, this woman walks into the frame. She seems completely normal at first, just another person heading to her car after a long day. She's just walking normally, like she's on her way to her car or something. There's nothing unusual about her demeanor or her pace, but then, she starts acting strangely. It's subtle at first, a slight hesitation in her step, a quick glance over her shoulder. She slows down, she looks around like she's lost, and then she starts walking in circles. It's like she's trying to find something, but she can't quite remember what it is. It's like she's confused, disoriented, like she doesn't know where she is or how she got there. Her movements become more erratic, more desperate. And then the creepiest thing happens. She just disappears. One moment she's there and the next, she's gone. It's like she vanished into thin air. One minute she's there walking in circles, and the next minute she's gone. Vanished without a trace. The camera captures the empty space where she once stood. The camera keeps rolling, showing the empty parking garage. The silence is deafening, and the emptiness feels almost oppressive. But then, out of nowhere, the woman reappears. It's like she was never gone, but something about her is different. She's standing in the same spot where she disappeared, and she's acting even stranger than before. Her eyes dart around and she seems to be muttering to herself. She's looking around frantically like she's scared, and then she takes off running. Her footsteps echo through the empty garage, adding to the eerie atmosphere. She runs out of the frame and the camera never picks her up again. It's like she vanished for a second time, leaving behind more questions than answers. What happened to this woman? Where did she go? The footage leaves us with so many unanswered questions. And how did she reappear? It's like something out of a science fiction story, but it's all too real. This footage is so bizarre, so unexplainable that it makes you wonder if maybe, just maybe, there's something else going on here. Something beyond our understanding, something that we can't even begin to comprehend. It's a mystery that continues to baffle everyone who sees it. Chapter 5. You won't believe your eyes. Okay guys, I've saved the best for last. This last clip is what makes the whole video worth watching. It's so shocking, so spine-chilling, that it'll leave you on the edge of your seat. And the best part is, it's 100% authentic. There's no doubt in my mind that what we're seeing is real. I can't tell you what it is because I don't want to spoil the surprise, but I will say this. It involves a child, a doll, and something that can only be described as demonic. This footage is so disturbing, so deeply unsettling, that it's been banned from several countries. People have reported having nightmares, anxiety attacks, and even hallucinations after watching it. I'm not even kidding, guys, this footage is no joke. It's the kind of thing that will stay with you long after you've finished watching it. It'll make you question everything you thought you knew about the world and your place in it. Are you ready to see it? Are you sure? Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Oh my god, you guys, I am shook! That last clip, I need a moment. If you guys have a favorite moment from this video, let me know in the comments below. Honestly, I don't even know what to say. This stuff is it's just too much sometimes, but I can't get enough of it, and I know you guys feel the same way. And if you want to see more horror-themed content, check out my other video on the most terrifying horror movies based on true events. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.